Hi, welcome to Jadekind Gaming. My name is Adam, and today I will be unboxing the Pathfinder Pawns Iron Gods Pawn Collection by Paizo. It is just the cardboard pawns. It's not one of the big ones in the box where you get the bases with it, so you will need the bases from, whether it's the bestiary box or the NPC box or something like that. But I have few of those, as well as a few of these others. These are just, Iron Gods is one of the adventure paths that they've released, and it has basically the idea being whatever the pawns you'll need, along with the bestiary box collections. If you combine that with this, you'll have what you need to run the game, theoretically. And so, you can get this. I don't actually do the adventure path. I just do it for the pawns themselves. Which I use for my own games. And I know this one, Iron Gods, is like robots is some of the stuff in here. And so I'm looking forward to that, especially with Starfinder coming out in not too long. So having some robots could be useful. Let's check it out. Of course, the back lists everything. We're going to open it up and look at everything. And of course, I have a video on how I store these. I use, I think these are 1/2-inch binders and just normal sheet protectors. And in here, these each come in a little cardboard sheet, and you can punch them out and put them back, which makes it where the sheet protector works just fine. Open game license and the little sleeve around that. Let's take a closer look. And focus. There we go. Alright, so starting here. Oh. I'm like, okay, we get a lot of twins here, but they're androids, so that's why they all look alike. Alright, Arcane Casters. Seers. A deformed android, which doesn't look incredibly similar. I almost wish it would be like one of those, almost specifically that one deformed, but we have a couple of those. Digital Angel. Huh. So yeah, definitely a bit of a robot theme. I'm looking at animated crane. Okay, so like an animated object that is a crane. That's kind of cool. What else do we get here? We get, definitely some people, which I'm sure NPCs in the game, but those, people like that are like named individuals work wonderful as just for your players to choose what pawn they have to represent their character. So it's wonderful for that. A weird skeleton thing. Get some of those. More NPCs. Amaro. Huh, that's some sort of alien thing there. Is that? I think that's a named worm who walks. So, it's basically a variant worm who walks, which is cool. And almost looks like a fish monster kind of thing. What do we get here? Ophelia looks like some sort of demonish sort of thing. And we get these characters, what is that? Like, not a lightsaber. So, we get some cool technology, things sort of going into that area. Robot. An evaluator robot. Alright, we're actually getting into robots. Okay, cool. Augmented gearsman. So here's a big armored one. A collector. Looks like it has a little hover ability. That's cool. This one looks like it could be like a angel-based robot kind of thing. Okay, Augmented Gearsman is there looking fancy. Here's other Gearsmen, other big tank-like robots that look a little more grungy. Gearsman Battle Guard with a big old rifle. A medical drone, and I was like looking at like it had cool. It looks like it has fluids going through it, so that's neat. Medical and repair drones. So these are like maintenance robots, and they look pretty cool and agile. You get riot suppressor, big robot riot shields. Scrapyard robot with a big buzzsaw. Binox looks like an interesting robot with a bunch of arms, almost. You know, the mini arms is a little Fallout-esque, you know, sort of borrowing from that concept, which I'm sure is from something else, but... Okay, we'll get to this in a second. Another scrapyard, a surgeon robot, with all sorts of medical implements sticking out the side. A thought harvester is a creepy concept, but it has little, you know, cables that it seems to have sticking out. A WARDEN robot, which looks like a person, like a boxer, really. Doesn't look like a robot at all. Looks like a boxer. But I'm guessing on the Android side of things is what it is in the game. Apprentice, a robotic apprentice looks like a robot mage. Don't teach your robots magic. That's when things go bad. A Rust Risen? Is that like a robot zombie? Okay. So even just sort of for ideas, that's robot zombies. It's exactly what the world needs, right? Skeletal technician. Got a cool sci-fi chick with the colorful hair and gun and all that. Death Trap Ooze. Yeah, that looks deadly, alright. Oh, and we're on to the bigger ones here. Let's see. Big, whatever, two-headed creature. That is a haunted robot. Yes, haunted robot, that's what we need. Helian's chassis. It's like a scorpion robot. That's neat. Whatever, something there. That looks sort of like a mutated dinosaur-esque thing. Oh, that's cute. It's a giant flower lady, like a fae kind of creature, so that's cool. A mutant manicore. When a manicore is not good enough, let's have a mutant manicore. Creepy bug thingy. That kind of almost looks like a gargoyle-esque thing holding a gun. Lots of guns in here, which, if you're trying to introduce some guns into your fantasy, not a bad way to go. Director robot with mini legs kind of thing, so that's nifty. And we get a few of them. Yeah, robots and guns, definitely. Heavy repair drone. There's like an octopus kind of robot thing. Could be creepy. Maidon robot. Whatever. Jetpack. A pulse pounder robot, which is like a gorilla. It looks like a gorilla with a gun for a head robot. So, a warden robot, which is like very mech-like with big, heavy legs. Unity, Angelic Avatar. Okay. Unity, Overlord. Okay, so it's almost two different concepts for the same creature. That's interesting, okay. And very different, very angelic and very creepy. Almost if it was software kind of thing. An avatar could be, you know, your appearance within software, within a simulation, so could almost be that. Looks like a big old plant monster and a tree monster, so another plant monster, so we get some of those. Let's see. We'll go over these little bitty ones here. Little crawling brains and rat folk. Rat folk are always fun. Normal and scrappers. And is that a named rat folk or is that a half one? I think it's a named rat folk. Yeah. That could be a little robot. Reminds me of the little cyber mites in Doctor Who. Yeah, so Doctor Who with little robot mouse thingies. A little bitty torturer robot. And a couple other, medium-sized creatures. And then our big ones. We have huge robot, multi-armed with guns thingy. Giant, creepy skull face ooze. Abomination. Okay. Ooh, that's like a bowl with like. It makes me think of frog with like sort of the thing the thing that comes out, but it's like bull horns and so not a bullfrog, but like a frog-ish giant bull thing. Yeah. And of course a butterfly wouldn't want to go without that, right? Giant with peacock feathers. And let's see, more torturer robots, other crawly thingies, halfling, veggie pygmies. That could be like a rat mount, it looks like, and a named veggie pygmy. A couple more medium creature, size things. A possible player character. Mounted Las Junta Guard. Whatever. We get 3 of these. What are basically dinosaur-mounted giants, really. Okay, it's a ship mind, which seems like a central intelligence thingy that probably may not even move, but it's like a big vat of ooze with like tentacles and stuff coming out of it. Interesting concept. Very robotic. And a void dragon. Oh, that's a pretty dragon. That's a pretty dragon. And void dragon almost sounds like, that like a dragon that's in space kind of thing or something like that. So that'd be cool. And that's it for those. So definitely, if you're looking for robots and guns, adding a little sci-fi to your fantasy, or one of the big reasons I got it is the upcoming Starfinder. I'm thinking about that. I've been reading some of the news on Starfinder, which is, if you haven't heard it all, it's basically Paizo is coming out with Pathfinder in space, future, where it's, it is based on being a futuristic setting. Whereas Pathfinder itself has a bit of space, has landed in it, and so there are some guns technically in the world and that kind of thing. This is more of the planet is gone, races have just been given, like, interstellar travel or something, and explore the galaxy, and, and it's instead of being this one, which is a little sci-fi mixed in with fantasy, is what Pathfinder's always kind of done, it is more of, let's mix a little bit of fantasy in with sci-fi. So it's sort of shifting the mix. But either way, this would work. Obviously, it's designed for Pathfinder and could easily, I think, work for that. Be a good start for it for me. And also, if, just even NPCs, some weird-looking creatures. That Void Dragon is beautiful. I'm looking at that there. It's purples and greens and stuff. Yeah, no, very pretty dragon. But, if you get some general monsters that you can use outside of that, but a lot of it is adding guns and robots and sci-fi elements to it. So you have to be a little more careful to evaluate if you're not looking to add that sort of sci-fi flavor, because a lot of these, you can see they're holding a gun, or they're a robot or something, so, it might not be the best if that's not something you want to do. But definitely, if you want to add fantasy and sci-fi together, or even stick more on, a good number of them would work just for sci-fi. If you're just doing sci-fi sort of edge, you don't even have to have fantasy, but a lot of them are pretty clearly mixed, So interesting concepts. You know, we have the robot apprentice. We have mage robots, right? But yeah, so those were the pawns. I'll link below where you can pick them up online, or of course you can get them from your friendly local gaming store. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.